What is up, you guys? It is Geography Joe here, coming from Detroit, Michigan. I'm only here for the day, and I was looking at the map of Detroit and I noticed two very bizarre cities, Highland Park and Hamtramck, that are completely surrounded on all sides by the city of Detroit. And I thought to myself, wait, why? Why are these separate cities? So today I'm going to travel to Hamtramck and Highland Park, and I'm going to explain a little bit about their history so that you guys can know why these are separate cities from Detroit, Michigan. Little fun facts about Detroit is that Detroit is the largest city in the United States to lie on the Canada-US border. Right over there is Canada, and there are Canadian flags scattered throughout the city. Another thing about Detroit is that its population is 750,000, but at one point it was 1.8 million. Today it remains the largest city in all of Michigan and one of the largest metropolitan areas in the United States. So let's start with Detroit's early history. In 1806, when the city of Detroit was incorporated, it was less than 1 square mile in size, but with the rest of the county being divided up into townships which had no local government, it was very easy for the city to annex extra land into its territory. As the city grew and grew, so did its annexation, which makes you wonder, how did Highland Park and Hamtramck avoid being annexed into the city of Detroit? So, hope you guys enjoyed this video, and next stop, Hamtramck. So let's start with Hamtramck. In the late 1800s, Hamtramck began being settled by a lot of German immigrants. And by the year 1901, the German immigrants figured that their settlement had a distinct enough local identity to incorporate itself as a village, seeing potential within the village given that it had a railroad in the southern part of it. By the year 1922, the Dodge Assembly Plant had opened up in 1911, and to avoid sharing its tax revenue with the city of Detroit, Hamtramck chose to incorporate itself as a separate city. You can even see its Polish roots, as seen by the fact that I'm standing in front of Kowalski sausages. Very Polish. Today, Hamtramck is populated by an influx of Yemeni, Bosnian, and Bangladeshi immigrants, making Hamtramck the most internationally diverse city in the entire state of Michigan. And in 2015, Hamtramck became the first city in the entire United States to elect a Muslim-majority city council. If you ever happen to visit Hamtramck, you can see the influence the immigrants have had on it today. Over here, we have a Middle Eastern cafe. Over here, there's a Yemeni and Bangladeshi flag on Al's Auto Car Fix, and right behind it, right there, is Makahi Fruit Market. Hamtramck, Michigan, most internationally diverse city in the entire state. 41.1% of residents are born in another country. The nearby city of Highland Park was incorporated from the village of Woodwardville in 1889 from parts of Greenville Township. When incorporated as a village, the name Highland Park was chosen, and in the year 1907, Henry Ford bought 60 acres of land in Highland Park to build this, the Ford Auto Plant. This is where Model Ts were first produced. This is Henry Ford's first automotive plant. And then the city of Highland Park decided to incorporate as a city in the year 1918 for exactly the same reason as Hamtramck. They did not want to share their tax revenues with the city of Detroit. Since then, Highland Park has become quite a decrepit place. As you can see, this building is completely and utterly abandoned. And in 2012, I believe, 2/3 of the city's streetlights were taken down because the city could not afford the $60,000 a year annual electricity bill. Welcome to Highland Park, Michigan. Also, this is their police station. Actually, this is the Highland Park Police Station. In 1915, Detroit's annexation started moving north yet again, annexing the remainder of Greenfield and Hamtramck townships. In 1908, Detroit formally tried to annex Highland Park and Hamtramck, noticing the rapid growth of the two cities, but with Henry Ford in Highland Park and Dodge Industries in Hamtramck, these attempts failed, and the cities remain here to this day. Since these two cities were only villages in 1908, Detroit's failure to annex them before they incorporated as cities in 1918 and 1922 meant that the city's existence remains to this day. The cities remain independent from the city of Detroit, though surrounded by the city on all sides. And that, my friends, is the history of Hamtramck and Highland Park, Michigan. If you ever happen to visit Hamtramck, you can see the influence its immigration Right here we have an Arabic language cafe. Over here, no, I can't. Seen by the sign for Kowalski sausages, you can even see the Polish roots that this city had once in the day. No, not once in the day, goddamn. Highland Park was incorporated as a village in 1889 from the now defunct Greenville Township, and it was incorporated in 1915, but with Hamtramck having Henry Ford and Highland Park having Dodge, but with Hamtramck having annexing the remainder of Greenville.